You all know it, guys. It's a little kitty. Honestly, though, that drawing is so effing cute. It's like, I'm getting diabetes here, huh? Especially when he puts his paws on the box. Yeah, look at that. Admit it, you like it too, right? Sometimes a great game comes along. Despite it being great, it's just such a hard sell. I feel like that's a common theme among many indie games. What's uncommon about this one is the sheer quality of the game itself. This one's called Do Not Take This Cat Home. I repeat, do not take this cat home. I'm your host Calamity, and I hope you find this video doing well. This has been a treat playing. I read a lot of books as well, a lot of horror books. And this is just so well written. It's a story about a dude who finds a cat. And the cat's obviously not a cat because you're not supposed to take it home. And you know that once the cat distribution system reaches out to you, you have to answer. But not this time, buddy. It's a demon. It's a spawn of hell. Satan soldier. Demonic thingy. Possessed entity. SCP. I don't know. It's terrible. It says that the game has 40 endings, one of them being the true ending. It's not true, man. It's not true at all. It's not 40 endings. It's 40 very distinct stories. I have not played them all, but I do intend to. I'm going to link you to this game. It is free on itch. It's been great to me, and enjoy a couple of scenes from this wonderful book, game, whatever, this playable book called Do Not Take This Cat Home. This game is not suitable for children or easily disturbed. It's included depictions of horror, animal violence, and death, abusive relationships, disturbing images, loud noises, flashing images, lights, and more. Individuals suffering from anxiety, depression, or certain fears / phobias may not have the same experience of playing this game. A full list of content / trigger warnings go to About section in this game's menu. So there you are. Be warned. This is the game. Please take care of it. I agree. That is one cute little kitty, though. But do not take this kitty home. You're not having a great day as usual. Oh, great. It's the first time in a while that you felt like going out. But in the middle of your walk, it starts to rain. Typical. But maybe this is just a sign that you should have stayed home anyway. Hey, you can always try again tomorrow. Right? You turn to head home when... What's this? What was that? There's only a few people around on the street. Makes sense due to the increase of missing persons around the area recently. And the weather. None of them react to the sound at all. Curiously guiding your steps, you follow the sound to the entrance of a dark, dingy alleyway. You timidly enter the alley and walk forward. The ground dampened by the rain makes your steps sound louder and more confident than you actually feel. Dude, it's a kitty. Relax. Finally, the sound source comes into view in the cold, dim light of the alley. At the end of the alley, in a big cardboard box, a little kitty! Look at him! Of course we're going to bring this guy home. Look at him. Could you honestly just leave this guy or girl in a cardboard box? Guess that should have been obvious. An interesting looking cat. Pretty yellow eyes shine like gold among the dark sea of its black fur. And look at his little paws. It puts his front paws up at the edge of the box and looks up at you. Yeah, it's not even a real cat and I'm sold already, guys. So cute! And it definitely knows it. You never had much of an opinion one way or another about cats before, but if they're all like this one, it's a shock they haven't already found a way to rule the world. Oh, dude, they already have, guys. They already rule the world. Don't you know it? You don't think you'd mind bowing down to a feline overlord. You look around the alley with a small frown. Who leaves cat in a cardboard boxes these days anyway? Wouldn't they just jump out and leave the box eventually? No. The cat doesn't answer you. obviously. It also doesn't do as you suggest and leave the box. It's just looking at you, as if waiting for you to make the next move. Yeah, we bring the widow kitty home. You know what? You reach into the box and pick the cat up, holding it out in front of you. Why not? Yeah, why not, buddy? I mean, sooner or later, the cat distribution system has to reach you as well, right? You're all alone, and well, I'm kind of in the same boat myself, so you bring the cat close. I didn't realize it was shivering until just then, but it slowly breathes easier as you press it, as it presses onto your chest. Why not stick together, right? At least for a little while. Purr, purr. You think a little while, but probably more like a day. You'll be responsible and take you to a shelter tomorrow. But for now, let's get you out of the raid, okay? You stop by a small local pet store for some cat food, then head back home. You live in a modest apartment. I love the graphics here. It has its own unique charm. It's very minimalistic, very old school. You live in a modest apartment. 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, just like me, buddy. Just like me. When you're living alone in it. It feels weird having another living being inside it after so long. Even if it's just a cat. After locking the front door and placing the cat on the floor, you watch for a moment as it curiously explores the new environment. Leaving the feline to its own devices, you set about making the both of you some dinner. You take out the can of cat food and open it with the tab on top. You put some cat food on the saucer and click your tongue to call the cat over to you. It perks up at your beckoning and rushes over. It looks at the plate of food and completely ignores it. Yeah. Not hungry, I guess. You try not to let it annoy you. Cat doesn't understand the concept of money to appreciate that you spent hard-earned cash on it. It's just a cat after all. I'll just leave it there for you if you get hungry later, okay? Cat rubs its body against your legs with a purr. You smile. That's enough of a thanks for you. It follows you into the kitchen as you start your own dinner. You decide that you have enough ingredients for a sandwich. Bread toasted, and mayo mustard spread, turkey and cheese and lettuce perfectly placed, tomato sliced. Ow! You wince as you cut your finger on the knife while slicing a tomato. Stupid. You feel a little embarrassed for such a blunder and sigh, tossing the knife onto the cutting board. You're about to head to the bathroom for a bandage when the cat hops onto the counter. It sniffs the knife and meows almost pointedly at you. Don't worry, I'm alright. It's just an... You watch as the cat starts to lick the blood off. Lick lightly but enthusiastically at the blood of the knife. A cat is a predator, though, so that's not surprising behavior, right? Am I right? At your blood. You're shocked at the time, by the time you come to your senses, the knife has been completely licked clean. The cat sits back, staring at you. You feel a little uneasy. Sure, cats are meat-eating predator, but that's a little weird, right? Sure, you're no cat expert, but that was definitely not something an ordinary cat would do. Right? Well, regardless, you're not about to abandon a cat in need while it's still raining outside. Not after all your efforts. You're going to take it to the shelter tomorrow anyway. What's one night of awkwardness? Weird or not, it's just a cat. The rest of the evening, unfortunately, goes downhill from there. Even after covering up your fingers cut with a bandage, the cat keeps trying to lick at the wound. While you're eating your sandwich, while you're cleaning the kitchen, while trying to watch TV. You gently push it away every time, where you're starting to get worried at the strange behavior. What if it's got a taste for blood and it thinks you're food now? You're not sure what you'll do if it starts to get more aggressive. You keep thinking about the cat food sitting in the corner, untouched. Oh, come on, enough already. You shove it away with a little more forcefully this time, out of annoyance. You feel bad immediately, but before you can do anything, the cat meows sharply and dashes around the corner and into the hall. You sigh deeply. At this point, you're just worried that it's going to take a bite out of you in your sleep. Maybe a vet will have an idea how to calm it down? You can only hope, and you don't have many other options left than tossing the cat out in the rain. After finding the number to the local vet, you pick up your landline and... What? The lights just went out? Now it's starting to get weird. Great. Just great. Rain must have knocked out the power. Totally the rain, right? You check your cell phone only to find that it's out of batteries. You must have forgotten to charge it before leaving out earlier. The outing had been so spur of the moment that had no doubt messed with your usual routine. So spur of the moment. I actually read that purr. That was no pun intended. You grab a flashlight and turn it on. It's quiet. It's too quiet. Did the rain stop? But then, why did the power go out? You look outside. The sky is pitch black. What time is it? You turn to check the clock. The cat sits on top of the digital clock, staring at you. Kill? Thinking now, you realize the clock shouldn't be working with all the power outage, but the numbers are lit up. Oh, you're right. I didn't think about that. I'm going completely haywire. The cat stares at you. It's completely still. You'd think it was a statue if it didn't know any better. It's not giving off any indication that it's alive. It's not blinking, not even breathing, but its eyes. This isn't normal. You're afraid. You want to run, but you're afraid of letting the cat out of your sight. You consider tossing the cat out, after all. But as soon as the thought enters your head, you feel a sharp urge to vomit. Those eyes, its eyes hold you still, even with your flashlight trained on it. Its pupils are large, round. Flashlight flickers. The cat is gone. Fear immediately grips your mind. The silence punctuated with the rapid pumping of your blood in your heart. It's overwritten as your ears slowly start to pick up the sound of static all around you. How is the clock working with no power? You don't know why such a question matters at the moment, but you feel as if having the answer will make sense out of everything that's happening. The order will be restored. But no answer comes to mind. You back away from the clock and feel as if the air itself coils tightly and abruptly in response, like a predator prepared to pounce, but waiting for your next move. But you're afraid to move. You're afraid to even take a breath. But you can't stay still forever, right? Whatever is watching you, you can already feel its impatience. It's too eager. You don't know how to do this, but you can sense it clearly, as if it had whispered. Let's play. Right into your air. Right into your soul. It won't let you wait it out. Not that you could, even if it did. You can't stay here. You have to run. With this thought, a sudden primal instinct awakens in you, making you tear yourself into a hasty burst of movement, of action. But you're still weak from the fear's grip on your mind. Your legs tangle together around your haste, and you fall onto the ground. Ugh! Sharp pain explodes at the center of your foot. At first, you think you've broken your ankle, but something warm and wet tickles down the length of your foot, pooling underneath it. You heard the sound of metal scraping on tiles after skidding across the floor, as if it had been kicked. You just stepped on your own knife, buddy. That's what happened. A minute from your fall, you look up in a daze and see the object glinting in a strange light coming from outside. The light pouring into you from your now open front door. Thoughts of how, when, who, and what in regards to your inexplicably open door screech to a halt as your brain finally identifies the metallic object you've been staring at. It's your kitchen knife, and still tinted red from your earlier blunder. But that's not right. Wasn't it completely licked clean by the... You gulped dryly at the pain in your foot. You barely have time to wonder how the knife ended up on your living room floor to be stepped on. Instead of resting on your cutting board at the kitchen where you'd left it, you spy something in the darkness just beyond the knife. It spies right back at you. A pair of glowing golden eyes come forward as the cat emerges from the shadows onto the light from your doorway. It pads lightly over to the knife as if skipping in delight. Nom 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 nom. It bends down to lap up the blood dripping from the blade. Ah. Your senses slowly begin to overwhelm you. The chill of the air starts to suffocate you under its weight. The sound of your shaky breaths discordant against the static now piercing in your skull. The dryness on your tongue spreading to your throat. The incomprehensible sight of the stray you'd taken in, licking away at your kitchen knife, once again completely clean, the scent of blood from the fresh wound on your foot. Blood? Golden eyes slide up to you as if in response to your sudden realization. Blood. You're hurt. Your foot is bleeding. You're bleeding. You're bleeding. The cat barely moves, shoulders twitching, as if just considering the act of pouncing forward. But you're already on your feet and out the door. You run, or rather limp, down the empty street. The sky is black and bleeding red. There's a strange light emitting from nowhere that casts everything else in white. The houses, the trees, the road, even you. Everything, except your blood. You can barely glimpse the bloody imprints on your injured foot and leaves in your wake with every impact it makes within the ground. It hurts. It really hurts. But you can't stop. You don't stop. Not when the shadows grow around you. Not when you feel the gaze of eyes all over you. Not when the road ahead of you is darkened by a long shadow of something behind you. Even then, you don't stop running, because if that's the cat right there ahead of you, then what in the world is behind you? Oh shit. En tenkt tanke må man følge opp. Ok, lykke til. I turn around and look behind me. Huh? Interesting. How very interesting. Ending 0. It begins. You're walking. Right, of course. The first time in a while that you felt like going out, and you're actually glad that you did. The weather is absolutely perfect today. It's a good sign, right? Maybe your luck is finally starting to turn around. You're tentatively allow yourself to feel excited for the possibilities of where you could go or what you could do. Maybe even who you could meet. You're so deep in thought that you almost miss it. Ah. What was that? Curiously guiding your steps, you follow the sound to the entrance of a lonely alleyway. The sunlight only just manages to reach down in between the tall buildings on either side. You timidly enter the alley and walk forward. The loose gravel and scattered debris on the ground softening your steps. Finally, the sound source comes into view in the warm, almost ethereal light in the alley. At the end of the alley, in a big cardboard box. Oh, we know it already. A widow kitty! Yeah, I guess that should have been obvious. Interesting looking at. Its pretty yellow eyes shine like gold among the dark sea of this black fur. Puts his front paws up at the edge of the box and looks up at you. But this time, guys, despite your meowing and your cuteness, we do appreciate those big golden eyes and that black fluffy fur. But in summer, it's nice outside. I don't own a cat. I don't need to own a cat. You enjoy your box there, buddy. Do not take the cat home. Sadly, as cute as the cat is, you never take this thing home with you. You just can't take the cat home with you. You're a responsible adult. Hey, stop doing that. You are. With rent and bills to pay. Not to mention you need to buy food and survive too. There's no way you can care for a cat long term, right? You can barely afford this little outing on your day off. What to do? Well, walk on, buddy. Go home. You know what? Let's just go home before shit gets weird. You don't think it's a good idea to get the cat's hopes up of having someone look after it if you're not willing to commit? Exactly. What if it gets attached and somehow tracks you down back to your home? What was that writing? You'll never get away with it, it said. Sorry, see you around, I guess. You stand up, the cat watching your every move. You make it halfway out of the alley when the cat meows almost pitifully at you. Oh, no, come on. I'm way too soft for this. Yeah, let's pick it up. Aw, how are you supposed to walk away from that? What kind of monster would you be if you could? You sigh a little and walk back to the cat. Yeah, look at this happy little guy. He looks almost hopeful. His tail swishing faster as it leans up a little more towards you, as if eager for your next move. I'll stay for a bit. It's strange. The more you hesitate to leave the alley, the more you find yourself wondering. What's the point? You'll go where? Do what? What's the point when you're always doing all of it completely and utterly alone? Even going home to your apartment wouldn't help, would it? 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, and one you living alone in it. It's been like that for so long. So long. You're startled when you feel an impossibly soft paw press lightly against your wet cheek. Dude, could you resist if this happened to you? Don't judge. You didn't realize you'd been crying. And that your little breakdown had literally brought you to your knees right in front of the box, the cat's box. You feel slightly embarrassed, but the cat's response is if you can sense your self-deprecating feelings creeping in. Yeah. Right, I get it. It presses its paw to your cheek 3 times in quick succession. It punches you. Pop, 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 pop. As if trying to slap you out of your melancholic state. But they're so light. The slaps feel more like getting gently and eagerly petted. Hey, hey, hey. You can't help but laugh a little. You can't believe I'm having a meltdown in a dirty old alley with a stray comforting me. You smile and show your gratitude with a scratch on the cat's chin. Thanks. I'm fine, really. That just happens sometimes. I really do like being alone most of the time. It's the only time I feel comfortable being myself, you know? But even I get lonely now and then. It's easy to ignore when I'm keeping myself busy. That's why I pushed myself a little to go out today, I think. Or maybe I was hoping to make a friend or something. Though I guess that wouldn't be a good idea. I doubt someone like me would make for a good friend to anyone. Okay, maybe I won't go so far as to say that, but... You stay. You stay and just talk to the cat. About anything that comes to mind. Your isolation, your loneliness, your many fears, your losses, your emptiness. Although, the longer you stay there, the smaller that ounce of significant emptiness feels. It's been so long since someone just listened. Oops. Your words shift to gentler topics, your hopes, your dreams, your happy memories of the past. As you talk, you don't even notice the once cold concrete walls of the alley becoming flesh-like, warm and pink, and softness slowly engulfing the both of you. The sound of your own voice feels hypnotic as it reaches your ears, encouraging you to speak more on the depths of your heart into the open. You give in easily. When you do run out of words, you're not sure how long you've been sitting there, but not knowing doesn't seem to bother you. Still, a strange question enters your mind. Leave and go home? Why would I want to do that? You're too tired to move. Pouring out your heart and soul has taken a surprising toll on you, but you've no regrets. You're so happy. You don't think you've ever felt so heard, so seen. You lean forward to rest your head on the box. You don't feel the rough cardboard you were expecting. Instead, you find yourself resting on a mass of something. Something soft and slightly damp and warm. So warm, but you can't find it in you to care on what it could be. You're so tired. You close your eyes. You get the feeling they'll probably never open again. But as that all-encompassing warmth encases you slowly, completely. You feel nothing but pure contentment. Ending 22. Not alone. I genuinely love the fact that this guy writes, please take care of yourself. I like that, man. You're a good dude. At the end of the alley, in a big cardboard box. You all know it, guys. It's a little kitty! Honestly, though, that drawing is so effing cute. It's like, I'm getting diabetes here, huh? I guess that should have been obvious. Especially when he puts his paws on the box. Yeah, I'm a little weak for soft, squishy animals, guys. It's an interesting looking cat. Its pretty yellow eyes shine like gold among the dark sea of its black fur. Yeah, look at that! Admit it, you like it too, right? It puts its front paws up on the edge of the box and looks up at you. Meow. Meow. So, you look so familiar, right? I appreciate these deja vu games, actually. Then again, it is a cat. Not many different ways for a standard black cat to look after all. You're right. This one sure is a cutie, though. Just look. It's not glaring at you or hissing at you for getting this close like other stray cats have in the past. It's just sitting there, patiently, waiting for you to do something. Do not take this cat home. No, you may be cute. Sadly, as cute as this cat is, you'd never take this thing home with you. You just can't take it home with you. You're a responsible adult. You are! With rent and bills to pay, not to mention you need to buy food to survive too. There's no way you could care for a cat long term, right? You'd barely afford this little outing on your day off. Yo. What to do? You know what? We're backing off here, mister, okay? It's Sunshine, you're a city cat, you're used to this shit. You do you, buddy, I'll do me. You don't think it's a good idea to get the cat's hopes of having someone look after it if you're not willing to commit? What if it gets attached to you and someone tracks you down back to your home? What's it say? You will never get away, something? You stand up, the cat watching your every move. You make it halfway out of the alley when the cat meows almost pitifully at you. But this little furry demon failed to take into account that I am a cold mofo. Bye-bye, kitty. You're cute, but you ain't coming with me. Nope. You need to nip this in the bud and get on with your day. It's what's best for the both of you. You leave the alley and continue on your way. Wait, what was I doing? In all the excitement of dealing with your furry dilemma, you'd forgotten that you still hadn't decided on what you're going to do for your day off. Oh, dog park. Yeah, maybe we can find a fluffy dog to bring home instead, like a little tiny puppy. You decide to take a stroll in the park or something. The only one within walking distance is the nearby dog park. You think it'll make you feel better. First you get to see a cute cat today, and now you get to see a cute dog. Several of them, in fact. The music is meow, basically. Yeah, I feel that. Park is busting with owners and their canine companions, playing frisbee, fetch, running, jumping, even napping. Such cuties. Whatever. Like you'd want anything to do with these mangy butts. What's wrong? You didn't think that? You decide to move on. The dogs are also adorable. You want to pet every single one you come across. But you know not all owners are cool with strangers just walking up and manhandling their pets. Not all dogs appreciate it either. So you stroll around the path trying to exude a welcoming aura that will beckon one of these cute doggies to you. You don't have to wait very long. Oh, is that a little beagle? Is that what it is? You stop. The smallest, cutest puppy you've seen ever scampers up to you, blocking your path. What? No, none of these. None of these. Let's pick it up for a quick snuggle. You pick up the puppy and... What? Hold on. No. Oh my god. This is what intrusive thoughts look like, guys. You have to fight them. You just barely manage to rein in the reflex to throw the puppy as far away from you as possible. With shaking hands, you quickly place the puppy on the grass and take several jerky steps back. The owner seems confused by your reaction to their puppy. You just wave at them in a daze before hastily stumbling away. You're not feeling so great about being in the park at the moment. Maybe you should leave? And you know, we're gonna stay. This is just an intrusive thought. Right? You stay at the park! You try to calm down while watching all the dogs from afar as you walk along the path. But every so often, one will run up to you. And when they do, they look wrong. Their owners don't seem to notice. On a bench to sit down for a quick break, closing your eyes. Maybe this wasn't the best idea after all? Maybe you should have stayed with me instead. Whoa. You're broken out of all your thought when something lands gently on your lap. You look down and see a frisbee on your thighs. Hey, sorry about that. Can you throw it back? You look up to see an owner waving at you in the distance, but more importantly, bark, bark, bark. A German Shepherd. Oh, I hope he's nice. A series of excited barks and jerks. Your gaze forward as you see a large dog sprint in towards you. Oh no, this can't be. Bark, bark. Oh no! No, oh, that looks so wrong. Like you manipulated it with AI or something. A series of excited barks jerks over your gaze forward and you see a large dog sprinting towards you. Hey, hey, hurry and throw it back. Throw. You throw the frisbee and the dog runs the opposite direction, jumping and catching it right out of the air. Impressive. The dog and the owner walk up to you. Thanks for that. You can pet him if you want. The dog looks up at you, eager for his reward of pets and pats for catching the frisbee. Okay. Now come all the compulsive thoughts that I have to fight. Should I leave, pet? Oh, we pet. Of course, we can't. We can't not pet a good boy, can we? Really? Are you sure? I'm warning you. Do not touch that mutt. Well, I defy you, little kitty. Demon kitty. Or you will regret it. Pet the dog. Can I pet that dog? Can I pet that dog? Oh shit. That was so freaky though. You reach out your hand and you pet the dog. I can pet that dog. Woof woof. The dog seems pleased. You don't feel well, suddenly. The sky begins to darken rapidly. You look up along with all the pet owners to see that the sun has been eclipsed by the moon in a blink of an eye. You vaguely remember that you should never look directly at an eclipse, but for some reason you don't look away. A loud piercing yowl fills the air, shaking the ground beneath you. You instinctively move to lift your hands in order to shield your ears, but the hand that had been cautiously pressed upon the dog's head comes away with some resistance. Resistance like sticky slime, almost cementing your hand to the dog's head. The slime stretches with your movement. The dog's head stretches with it too as the canine begins to just melt. It melts and melts until it becomes a pile of goo at your feet. You dazedly look around the dog for the dog's owner, only to find an empty pile of familiar clothes where they once stood. You see similar piles of clothes next to piles of goo scattered all across the park's open field. All the dogs, all their owners. The melted goo of the dog in front of you then starts to move onto a shutter. That was... It slithers across the grass towards the field at the center of the park. All the other piles of goo following after it. Oh, it's going to become the goo. They mix and melt together into a single entity that shifts and undulates and bulges and grows. You watch in dazed horror as it then fills out and shapes itself. Uh-oh. Into a behemoth of a dog, snarling and frothing at the mouth, red eyes frantic and searching, before the glowing orbs land directly on you. The rumbling growl it emits is so low and deep you can feel the sound of it crash into you. Leave the park. Oh shit! Well, you're not making any hasty decisions now, are you? Huh? Let's leave the park. Let's just walk calmly away. No. You had your chance. Better start running. Oh shit. You try to run, but you're not fast enough. The amoeba barely takes a few leaps before it's already towering over you. Tears you apart until there is nothing left. Ending 21. Dog person. You never take this thing, it says again. We're adults. We have bills to pay. All that stuff. So here we are again, though. How about we feed it a little bit? At least that's the least we could do. Feed it a little bit. You can imagine that it's had much to eat if it's so attached to the box that it's in, though. Doesn't exactly seem malnourished either. But surely it must have left the box in search for food then. For some reason, something in the back of your mind tells you that's not the case, and not to think on it any further. Well, either way, you can't exactly enjoy your day out knowing you left behind a hungry cat, especially when you could have done something to help. So, what to do with a hungry kitty? Okay, I'm checking my pockets. It would be so weird if our dude was walking around with cat food. You dig into your pockets. Find a small piece of string in your left pocket. Not very helpful. The string is far too short. An eager and excited cat leaping for it could easily lead you to getting bitten and scratched. In your right pocket, a bar of chocolate. You find a chocolate bar? It's not even expired. Quite the find indeed. You're about to offer it to the cat, when suddenly you're hit with guilt as you remember something gut-curdling. Chocolate is toxic to cats. Oh my gosh, you resist the urge to vomit as you near mistake. You feel so guilty, you throw the chocolate bar away into a nearby trash bin. An almost cat killer doesn't deserve chocolate. You go back to the cat, barely able to stand in its innocently oblivious expression. It doesn't even know that you almost... I'm so sorry, I don't even know what to say. Meow? You're a horrible person. You know what? Stay there. I'll be right back. You leave the alley and return with a whole fish you brought at a nearby grocery shop. It was a bit pricey, but it was the least you could do. The cat eagerly accepts your offering, munching happily at the fish as you placed it in the box. Super happy kitten. Okay, cool. You want to smile at the sight, but you just feel so awful. Sorry again. The cat seemingly pays you no mind as you slip back out of the alley. Not feeling like you deserve a peaceful day out, you decide to just head back home. On the way home, you notice more cats than usual watching you from their hiding spots. But you try not to think about it. You can't help but wonder if they know what you've nearly done, but it's not like you meant to hurt anyone. Wow. Right? You finally reach your apartment building when you're about to unlock the door when... Oh no. You look behind you only to see dozens of cats standing there, looking at you. Did they see you feeding the cat in the alley and thought that you had food for all of them? I'm sorry, I don't have any more food for you. None of them move an inch. You're starting to feel a little unnerved when finally a single cat pushes its way to the front and... Oh, oh, holy shit. Wow. It's friggin' amazing how you just took this idea and ran with it. Now look at this. This is great. Oh, it's held carefully between its teeth is the chocolate bar you thrown away earlier. It places the chocolate bar down in front of you before looking back up at you. All the cats look up at you. You can feel their judgment. You feel your sins weighing down heavily on your back, but without the money to buy enough food for all of them, you don't know what to do. Get the fuck out of there, buddy. You decide to cut your losses and head inside. Your sins weigh down on you, but you're only human. What more can you do? Jeez. You try to ignore the yowling of the neighborhood cats as you go about your chores. You consider preparing dinner. But how can you enjoy it knowing how hungry those poor cats outside are? The ones you've wronged. You decide to take a bath and go straight to bed without dinner. A fitting punishment for someone like you. Dude. Dude, this is a very... This is a very familiar inner dialogue, yeah. I don't mean to bring these things up, but you know, it's a very wounding and familiar inner dialogue. And if you have it, reach out and talk to someone, man. It doesn't have to be a pro, but speak to a friend, but speak to someone other than yourself. All right, and let's carry on. Yeah. You forego the fancy bath bubbles because you don't deserve them and sink into the water with a sigh. Your mind races, but you can't really think of an immediate solution that doesn't require more money. You wish there was something, anything you could do to make things right, and suddenly your leg starts to feel really itchy. You try to lift one leg to see what's going on. What rises out of the water isn't a pair of legs. What? It's a fishtail. You feel dizzy at the sight. Maybe you're hallucinating from the stress. You try to climb out of the tub to cool your head, but instead of your hand rising up to brace itself, a wet fin stretches out to plop on the rim. It's too weak to hold your weight, and you're so startled by the sight that you slip back in and smack your head on the side of the bathtub, passing out almost immediately. You're awake. You think, anyway. You open your eyes and you're underwater? You must have slid beneath the surface of the bathwater. You gasp instinctively. Except not really. A bubble simply floats out of your mouth. Up to the surface. You're broke as heck. So you know your bathtub isn't that big. Did you shrink? But how? Even if there was a reasonable answer, it wouldn't explain how you haven't drowned it. You swim to the edge of the tub and see the truth in your shadow silhouette. You've been turned into a fish? This isn't possible. You don't get any time to ponder over this, unfortunately, because then... Oh, a shadow looms over you from above. You look up and see the cat. It peers down at you from beyond the water's surface. And then you realize this is the answer. This is how you're meant to atone. With a heavy heart, you swim up to the surface. The cat scoops you up, tossing you out of the tub and onto the bathroom tiles. So you flop around, gasping for air or water. You realize the cat wasn't alone. Dozens of hungry eyes peer down at you. You can hear the yowling of what sounds like hundreds of cats outside your bathroom window. You send the last look to the cat before closing your eyes and accepting your fate. As the cat descends upon you, tearing at your flesh. You find yourself mourning the fact that you're not even big enough to feed them all. Even in the end, you couldn't properly atone. Your efforts, your life, all of it, amounted to nothing. Ending 25. Seafood sacrifice. Putting that in a notebook. Well, guys, that is 4 ways the cat distribution system can screw you over if you're not screening your demons and SCPs, guys. I had a lot of fun doing this. I hope you got some entertainment out of listening to this. Definitely I'm gonna want to play some more of this. Leave a comment down below if you thought this was good content. I'm gonna leave a link to the game in the comments down below. If you appreciate my content, please leave a like, please leave a comment. That is the best way to tell YouTube that, hey, he's doing a good job. Let him continue. Let him cook, I guess. Until next time, man, as always, keep on gaming and keep dreaming, and I will see you around.